Hey darling, welcome to the Ariel Show. I'm your host, Ariel, which is why I got to name the show after myself. Not even fair. Today we're going to be talking about social media. But first, oh my god, I'm so excited about my hair. It is crazy that in the 21st century, you get to just magically have long hair like this. Don't even get it. But what we're really going to be talking about is social media, like I said. This is a crazy phenomenon that it has become our real life. So our real life and our virtual fake parallel internet life is like now one and the same. And I don't think most of us even see it happening because it's so normal and it's just taken over our lives. But if you kind of step back big picture, this is a new thing that's been around for less than a decade, like hardcore in all of our lives, on all of our smartphones, getting these notifications and being very involved with our virtual reality life here. But it's kind of a fake life, and you need to remember that that's not living your real life like in the most authentic present way. Like, it's hard to be present when you're just like liking and commenting and replying. And I don't want to get so wrapped up in this and then wake up one day and be like, holy crap, I've invested more into my fake life, which is like my video game life, versus real actual reality. Plus, I also get really suspicious about newer developments in humankind that haven't been around for a long time, and we haven't been able to study the long-term psychological effects of getting lost in social media, of letting that become our identity. So I hope today's episode can just be a reminder for all of us to sometimes take a step back, to be really aware of where we're getting involved, how much we're investing in this, and maybe some tricks I can teach you today to have a little bit more balance in our lives. So here we go. Social media has helped our band Icon for Hire connect with our fans in such an incredible way, and I feel like a huge part of our band's ability to connect and have these emotional ties with our fan base has been because of our involvement on social media. So I'm really freaking grateful for it, because I don't really know if I would even have like a career without it. That being said, I have taken measures to just kind of like have some balance and back off a little bit, and one of those has been that I've never had any notifications enabled on my phone. So if somebody tweets at me, if they are, liking something on Instagram or commenting or whatever, I'm not going to get this little noise and a pop-up on my phone letting me know, because I don't want to be living my real life. Maybe I'm making dinner, or maybe I'm working on my book, or I'm just hanging out, and then all of a sudden be interrupted and forced to go check out what's happening in the virtual world. I want to control when I enter that space, and I want it to be kind of like by my own decision, and because I'm aware and I'm deciding, okay, I'm going to check all this stuff. I'm going to engage now. This has really helped me to have a bit of a balance, like a bit of definition between real life and social media life, and that way I don't get sucked into something. Speaking of getting sucked in, I do not scroll feeds on social media. So for like the Twitter home feed, I never check it. Like Instagram, the little search magnifying glass, I don't really go there, because if I do, I know it's gonna be like a rabbit hole and it's gonna take me down hours and I'm just gonna get lost. Like, I don't check the news. I don't see what's going on in the world by checking social media feeds. What I do is follow a very select few group of people that are inspiring to me, especially on Instagram, and I'm very careful with who I follow. So that's my next tip, is like follow intentionally. I've got probably less than 24 people that I follow, and they all make me feel good. So some are funny, some are just like inspiring, some are motivational, and these are gonna really help me be in a positive mindset. So when I'm checking my feed, I'm just like getting a nice dose of positivity. What I'm not getting is, negativity, or maybe I'm comparing myself to someone else, because I'm not following those kinds of people where I'm like, oh my god, this person's so pretty, because they're just posting like these amazing selfies of themselves all the time. I don't really want to get sucked into that, so I'm not gonna follow those kinds of people. Really, the whole point is that we want our social media to enrich our lives. So if it's not inspiring you, if it's not motivating you, if it's actually making you feel bad about yourself, maybe consider unfollowing that person. On that note of negativity, if there's somebody in your social world that's adding a lot of negativity, maybe they're leaving a bad comment, maybe they're just being like total jerks to you, I would be careful not to engage, and really, I think you have every right to delete their bad comments and to block them. I wasn't sure where I stood on this for several years, but then I heard Gabby Bernstein make this comment, something around the lines of like, it's your world that they're in, so you have every right to kind of set the mood, set the attitude, set the tone. I wouldn't let just anyone into my home like a jerk, so I'm not gonna let them into my virtual home either. So I think there's no shame in blocking them and deleting them. Like, I think that's totally fair game here. And if you find yourself getting really wrapped up with somebody's negativity, or if you find yourself posting something and then right away checking to see what is the reaction of this, what do people have to say, that to me is a sign that we're starting to kind of identify with the virtual world too much. So for example, let's say that I post a selfie and I want positive feedback, and I'm looking for people to tell me, oh my god, you look great in this, oh I love your lipstick or whatever, if that's what my motivation is behind it, I don't think that's especially healthy, because I want to have like a strong, grounded identity apart from what random strangers on a social platform are telling me. So I'm not trying to like get a blast of, feeling awesome by what I post. I post something and then I like to kind of take a step back. I can check the comments if I want, but I'm not going to read too much into them. I'm not going to suck my identity about what people are saying about me. Speaking of selfies, I think we gotta watch how many selfies we're posting. Sometimes you go to someone's feed and it's literally all just mirror pictures, and that's not intellectually stimulating at all. I think it's kind of vain. I think it's kind of self-centered. I think we gotta watch that. So try to balance it out. If you notice that you're posting like 10 pictures in a row of yourself, maybe try to post an inspirational quote or a fun update about your day, or something that's going to inspire your followers, instead of just making them be like, oh, look, that person is like super into themselves. One more thing about that selfie thing. You guys, don't edit your pictures to death. Don't slap filters onto everything to make yourself look perfect. Don't take your photo through like the iPhone equivalent of Photoshop and get rid of all of your imperfections. I know that once you get started on that like road, it's really addicting. So you're like, oh, I can just fix this over here. But like, I think that's not healthy either. We're just showing ourselves fake pictures of ourselves so we get these like likes and retweets, and that's setting an impossible standard. So then not only is it like, the beauty rack magazines that are lying to us as people about what women in particular are supposed to look like, but when we start editing ourselves to death and lying to each other about what we really look like, you guys, that's super unhealthy. Like, I don't want to participate in that. So just be aware if you're starting to go down that road of like hyper editing every picture you post, maybe consider having some bravery, backing off and posting something more real and raw, like what you really look like and not what you wished you looked like. You know what I'm saying? Really, what I'm trying to say is that this is your life. You just get one. You need to be present for it. And I don't think us wasting our lives behind the screen is a really great way to show up for our own lives. So don't be getting your validation from what other people are saying about you online. And in real life, actually, don't get your validation from what other people are saying about you either. Be a real person. Be grounded in who you are. Don't be, feeling confident or unconfident based on what people's comments of you are. That's what I've got for you today. One last note, we are about to hit 20,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. I've been promising a special episode for you when we hit that, which will be very soon, right around the corner. So I've got two choices for you, and I want you to vote in the comments. The first option is I will do a piano tutorial of the Gray. This is one of my very requested videos, so I will get my piano going, teach you how I play that thing, sing it for you and all that. So let me know if that's the one you want. The other one is I will make kanelbullar on screen, and that is the Swedish term for cinnamon bun. So it's pretty much like cinnamon rolls, but they're like way better than American cinnamon rolls. So if that happens, we will set up in the kitchen and I will make these, and then I will eat them, and you will get to pretend that you're eating them at home. Thanks so much for watching. That's what I got for you. Depending on what day you're watching, we are doing a live stream on Icon Army headquarters. So that's going to be Friday, September 23rd at 6 o'clock Central Time. The way that you get in on that is head to Icon Army headquarters. Here is the link. You need to be a $5 member to watch the live stream, and we are going to be live premiering our lyric video for Under the Knife. I am stoked on this. You don't want to miss out, because if you do, it'll be a couple more days before the rest of the world gets to see it. So you want to be one of the first ones to see it so you can tell your friends, I already saw that thing. You should have joined the Icon Army headquarters. Love you guys so much. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.